Hi, today I'm going to show you how to replace the agitator dogs on a Whirlpool Direct Drive washer. Here's the problem that you'll have. If you come in the machine, the way the machine works is this. This is the agitator here. This goes back and forth, just like that. This part that looks like a corkscrew works and only is supposed to spin in one direction. When it does that, it pushes the clothes at the top down to the bottom where the agitation happens. Okay, the clothes that are down there get forced back up along the edges and to the top, and it's just a continuous cycle. It keeps basically screwing the clothes down so they get agitated. But as you can see, this one turns in both directions, and that's not correct. The bottom part of the agitator is not turning, and normally when this works properly it will turn in one direction, but they're just totally shot. So I'll show you now how to fix this. If you have a fabric softener dispenser, it'll look like that rather than a cap. Either way, they just pull off like that. Okay, now if we look down in here, there's a plastic cap in there. You can reach in and pull that out with the two ears on it. This is going to be a little bit of a struggle. There we go. You see how I got it just like that with my fingers in there, and I was able to pull that out, set that aside, and also make sure that this O-ring is still there. If not, you can probably get something like that at your nearest hardware store. Probably also want to clean that up. Okay, the next step is to remove the agitator. If you look down in there, you will see a bolt. That bolt is 7/16. So here I have just a regular ratchet wrench with a couple of extensions and a 7/16 socket on the end. So now you can put that down in there and get it locked on the bolt. Okay, just like that. But you'll notice that when you go and turn this, the whole agitator turns. So you have to go down here and hold that while you loosen this bolt. And this one's really tight. That was torqued down to like 85 foot-pounds. That was ridiculous. It should never be that tight. Anyway, it's loose now, and it's out. You can see it loose in there. Okay, next step is to remove the agitator. So just get in the machine and under it and pull up. And that obviously came out a lot easier than that bolt did. Well, this machine has a few 100,000 miles on it. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. We're going to clean that up as well. There's the bolt inside. We'll be taking that out shortly. And down in the machine, that's what you'll see in there, just so you know. Okay, the next step is to remove the top piece, which, like I said, should not be spinning in both directions, only in one. But that's why we're fixing it. To separate this off from the bottom piece. Generally, the way this is done is you put it on the floor, step on the bottom piece, which is what we're going to do, and just pull up with everything you got on this. Some people have reported that this is on there real tight. You may have to employ the use of a rubber mallet or something and bang on it or something like that. But usually they just pull apart. That is the way it comes apart, so there's nothing else special. You're not going to be doing anything wrong. It's just a matter of separating it. And sometimes they are very tight, sometimes they're not very tight. So we'll see how this one goes. We'll just bring it down here. Okay, I'll put it on a little more level ground. I'm going to step on that and step on that. Grab this and pull up, and that's it. Before you turn this over, put your hand on the top, because otherwise everything is going to spring out and go everywhere. So put your hand on the top. Now invert it, and you heard something fall. Pull that out, and there we are. And you can see these are broken and shot. Your machine may or may not have this black plastic thing that just pries up. So it's just a matter of getting under it in the right place and just work at it until you get it, and it'll come up. And then it comes off. Now this broke in a rather spectacular fashion. Here are the new ones. Here's an old one in comparison. You can see that they actually sheared the little tails off. They kind of look like fish, if you will. and that's sheared off. So we're going to have to pull those out of here. So it's really just a matter of pulling that out with a flat blade screwdriver. So let me pry those out and I'll show you how to install the new ones. Okay, now if you look at these four things going around, you notice how they kind of point this way? You want the agitator dogs to go in the same way. See the little opening there? We just slide it down in that, and it fits in just like that. We'll go around, take the next one, and install that. Just like that. Go around, next one, and that'll drop in. And the last one goes in just like that. Okay, now that we put this black ring on, if your machine is so equipped, it goes with these tabs and everything like that pointing up like this, so the flat part goes down, and that just fits on just like that. Okay, we're ready to reinstall the agitator dog assembly back into the top part of the agitator. This is the top part that you would see in the machine when everything's installed. And if you look in there, there's all those little grooves down there. Well, the way this works is it sort of acts like a gear. And if you look very closely at these, there's all these little protrusions on there. And their job is to come out and lock into those grooves on the inside of that. And that prevents it from turning in both directions. So you can just push all of these in like that. Okay. Hold it in your hand. Take the agitator top and you're going to invert it. Okay, and now you can just stick your fingers in it like that, and it'll go right down into there and push through. See, like that? And then you can turn it upside down and nothing will fall out. Okay, now on the inside, you see those two little white ears on either side of the hole there. Their job is to match up with those two little ears there. So we'll turn this sort of the same way as I have that, and this will go right over it, and I'll just peer down in there, and you want to push on the inside until it snaps in just like that. Okay, now it's seated down in there, and now you will also notice that it operates properly. If I go to turn it this way, it won't turn. You'll have to hold the bottom here, but it does turn this way. So it goes in one direction, but locks in the other, and that's exactly what you want to see. The reason why is that as this agitates back and forth, it locks this in, and this effectively ends up turning in such a way as to push everything down to the bottom where the agitation happens. Now all we have to do is reinstall it in the machine. So just open the lid and drop it right down as one unit, and then you just have to get in here and just push right down on the agitator just till it's seated at the bottom. Okay, just like that. It'll be kind of loose and spinny like that, and again, if you go to turn it, you'll see how it locks in one direction and the whole thing turns. If I turn it this way, it's free. The other way, it grabs that, so that way you know that it operates exactly as it's supposed to. You need to reinstall the bolt. So again, we get our wrench with the 7/16 socket on it, and we're going to put that in there. Now the problem is when you go and drop this in here like that, it's not going to want to line up, and it's just going to be a nightmare. So here's a little trick. Take a piece of paper towel, this happens to be a shop rag, and just lay it right over the bolt like that. Now you can install it on the wrench, and it stays, even upside down. Just like that. Now this goes right in. Just like that, and we'll just go and tighten that down. Eventually it's going to get tight enough where the agitator will start turning, but there are a lot of threads on here. There we go, now it's starting to turn like that. So now you reach down and grab one of the vanes of the agitator at the bottom and just tighten it. You can actually just spin it like that for a bit until it gets tight. And then just give it a little more, and that's it. Now we go and pull this out. Rag comes out with it. If not, you'll have to fish it out with a screwdriver or something like that. Now we go ahead and install the cover that's here, you will want to lubricate this O-ring for easier installation. So just get a little bit of dish soap just to make this a little bit easier. Just a dot or two is fine. And just put that on the O-ring here to lubricate that for easier installation. Just like that. This just drops down in the center here. Okay, so it just sort of drops in. Make it straight and then push down until it's seated. Okay, your fabric softener dispenser or cap snaps right on, and that's it. Once again, you can see how it goes to turn in one direction but not in the other. Spins free this way, clockwise, and in the counter or anti-clockwise, depending on what part of the world you're from, it locks. And if you go to turn it, my hand is slippery from the soap still, but you can see that if I hold the agitator there, it will not move. This way it spins free, that way it's nice and tight. And that way again, when you go to wash, it will push everything down to aid in the agitation and cleaning of the articles to be cleaned. Okay, so that is how you replace the agitator dogs on a Whirlpool Direct Drive washing machine. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, kindly click the like and subscribe buttons. That lets me know that I did a good job making this video and I can continue to provide them for you. Have a great day.